Hey guys, BGManiac456 here, and welcome to a Let's Play of Horizon Chase Turbo for the PlayStation 4. Well, kind of a Let's Play. So, I was gonna try to do a Let's Play of the game by going through World Tour mode, then Tournament mode, and then Endurance mode. However, that didn't quite work out, so I completed World Tour mode, and I completed Tournament mode, and then I thought to myself, why don't I do a Let's Play of the Endurance mode instead? You're probably going to ask me why. Well, in Endurance mode, you go through 109 random races on the long mode. There's 12 for the short, and 36 for the medium. And you go through every region in the game, so this is going to be like classic Top Gear once again. But you only get to choose one vehicle at a time, so if you didn't want to be spoiled with the vehicle unlocks, I'm sorry about that, but those were the vehicle unlocks somewhat. I'm going to stick with this vehicle though, because it's been reliable for me throughout the entire journey, so let's go. And every 9 races, I believe, we get an upgrade, and we have to get 5th place or better to qualify on the next race. Our first course, Skulls and Spikes. One out of 109. Oof. Oh man, this is gonna be brutal. So as you can see, Horizon Chase Turbo is very similar to classic racers from the 90s, like Top Gear, Lotus Turbo Challenge, also games like Rad Racer, Outrun, and apparently Lamborghini America Challenge, which I never heard about that one until like this game came out. No joke. And it plays similarly to Top Gear. It's clearly supposed to be like Top Gear, with the speech bubbles and everything. Every car actually has its unique speech bubbles, so yeah, I think that's actually pretty nice. It gives each car its own little personality, even if the cars themselves are not the ones speaking, it's the driver. Oh no! And as you can see, there are no actual pit stops in this game, unlike the Top Gear games. Instead, there are gas pickups. And before anyone says, well, this makes the game a little too easy, it does not. Trust me on that. It makes it a lot more tense, because you gotta memorize where the gas tanks are at. This course is pretty easy, so yeah, I'm not really... Oh, I'm out of turbos. Yeah, that course was pretty easy. That was actually a bonus race, so... in World Tour mode. In World Tour mode, you basically go through all these courses, and you use that to unlock upgrades and vehicles in the game, so... And you also have to unlock other stuff for that, so... Best to go to World Tour mode first. If you want to unlock the Endurance mode, you can play a little bit of World Tour mode and then do the Tournament mode entirely. So there's that option. Oh, and instead of coins to collect in the World Tour mode, you don't need to necessarily collect them in this mode, because all they do is give you a nice turbo boost, which kind of gives you a little bit of strategy. But, the thing about Horizon Chase Turbo is that it's essentially a port of a mobile game released in 2015 called Horizon Chase World Tour. But that version only contained the World Tour mode, and it only contained 10 areas. Now the reason why I'm not using... Oh, it is not going to use boost. I guess it's later. So yeah, the mobile version, while cheaper, I never purchased it, so I think this was worth the $19.99 this game is asking for. However, I can see why people may not want to spend that much, because even I think that's a little pricey. Maybe a 25% off deal. Maybe if it was $14.99, I think it might be a little better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. The game is still fun though. It is definitely a lot of fun. I've had a blast for it throughout the entire week, so I had very little complaints about this game. I think the only real complaint is that the AIs are brutal in this game. Like, they're nothing like Top Gear. If you're coming in here thinking it's like Top Gear, think again, because well, then again, I'm used to the amateur difficulty, so maybe that's why. Maybe the professional difficulty in that game is a lot different. I guess I never really played the hard difficulties of Top Gear, actually, when I think about it. And we had some transitions there too. This game is filled with transitions, actually. Earlier it was all misty and foggy, and now it's actually nice and clear. So yeah, I'm not gonna focus on collecting the coins, but I will try to, as if it was the World Tour mode, just to make it seem like it, just to seem a little bit legit. But no real guarantees. I'm probably gonna be more focused on racing. But the fortunate part is, I only need to be in 5th place or better in order to make progress. As long as I reach that 5th place marker, I don't need to worry. But there is a worry. If I don't make 5th place and I'm in like 100 races in, it's back to square one. Oof. It's not so bad in like the 12 or the 36 endurance races. It's brutal, but it's still not terrible. This, however, oof. Oof. And I'm loving this soundtrack, seriously. The composer from Top Gear, Lotus Turbo Challenge, the Rush games, and, well, basically Barry Leach, which I finally know his pronunciation after watching an interview. He did the compositions for this game, and it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I love it. And there's another transition there. I actually like this transition. I think there's actually some lighting effects here too. Nice touch. Let's grab this nitro. This car doesn't necessarily have the best of nitro speed, but it makes up for that by having great handling and great speed in general, so, and pretty good acceleration. That's why I chose it. That, and it's practically like oh, remember Red from my Top Gear Let's Play? He's returned in a completely different form. Come to think of it, I wonder if the higher difficulties of Top Gear make the opponents use nitro, because later on we're going to be seeing that, because they will be using nitro later on. I know that much. And at that point, we can't be willy-nilly using nitro, like I'm just simply using nitro whenever I feel like it. You have to strategically use nitro. Whoop. The only thing is, I'm wondering if this car is a reference to something, because he keeps saying first, classic me. I know these cars are based off of loosely from real-life cars, but some of them are based off of iconic stuff, like movies and shows and stuff. So, I'm wondering if, by chance, this is actually a vehicle from, like, a game that I'm not familiar with. It kind of looks like a car from Outrun, to some degree, but I could be wrong. Also, this looks like Las Vegas from Top Gear 1. And we start to begin with the Nostalgia Zone. Whee! Definitely like Top Gear 1's, nope! Except this one is a 5-lap course, so... Oh! Turbo boost. Whee! That was daring. Could have hit something in there. Let's go. My recommendation, if you're finding like rows of power-ups, just get in between them. You'll pick up 2 of them at the same time. This is especially useful whenever you're grabbing coins. And gas, like so. Oh, I didn't do that. Blasted. I think I got one more shot though, so... I'm gonna use Nitro to get in front of him. Oh yeah, something else about this game, there's technically like 2 rivals instead of 1. There we go. I think I grabbed 2 that time. But yeah, I think there's like 2 rivals that are almost always in front of you. They're gonna get in your way constantly throughout races. I think in endurance mode they change, but they do get in the way. And they will almost always be in first and second when you start up the race. Or they'll want to be in first and second. Oh, that's it. Not this time. Whoop, whoop. Blast it. There we go. You know, it's nice for me to actually be able to play this without the fear of, oh, I need to grab the coins, oh, I need to get first place. Because that's the problem with the World Tour mode, is trying to perfect the courses is a real pain at times. And I'm going to have to go back and try to get the best score possible. It is going to be a fun time. Ooh, man, it's going to be a fun time. Like high scores on the time, or... Oh. This is a problem I have with the AI. They will occasionally block you, like steer towards your direction, and you can't do anything about that. And I keep forgetting about those coins. How about I use Nitro to get by these guys? Yeah, first classic me. What? That has to be a reference to something. Yeah, the courses aren't too difficult at first, because this is clearly, well, the first area. There's 12 areas in total, and they get tougher. Oh boy, they get tougher. That's why I recommend choosing a vehicle with good handling and speed. This is the best vehicle for that purpose. And since it's all randomized, it's a pity it's not completely randomized. Like, oh, you can, like, I can play, like, a course from California and then straight up to Brazil, and then I'm all the way in China and such. Like, no, it's unfortunately not like that. Unfortunately, it goes in order of... It's randomized in order. Like, it's a randomized California ones, then... It's a pity that's how it works, but oh well. Avoid these rocks, because they will mess you up. Yep. There we go. This one can be a little tricky if you're trying to grab all the coins, because I think this is like the first time when they try to introduce you that coins can be in curves. Tight curves. Ooh, yeah. And I think that was a music reference. The speech bubbles are amazing in this game. Since there were so many of them, I really want to see them all. Because I haven't used every vehicle in the game to its fullest. Just specific few that have been useful. Because vehicles that are just all about speed and very little handling, that's only useful for like courses like these where there's not a lot of turns. But later on where there's so many turns, really not useful at all. That's why I didn't choose them. And we are done with this race too. We're actually doing very well. Despite that initial start, we are actually doing very nicely. We're in first place. And I probably jinxed that. I more than likely jinxed that. So yeah, I think I just about summed up what Horizon Chase Turbo really is in the amount of time I could. So all that's left is to go through the endurance mode, which probably means I'm going to be running out of topics to talk about. Does that sound familiar? And there's that classic, what the heck, get out of my way. Okay, now the opponents are getting slightly more aggressive, although as I've learned from the AIs, as I mentioned earlier, the first two opponents always want to be in first and second, but here's the thing, there's also all the other AIs that are set to be in a specific position, so they might be actually aggressive as well. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like they're too difficult, but it is certainly a lot trickier than what... Yeah, there's also a honk. But yeah, it's a lot tougher than the mobile version, or at least of what I played in the mobile version, because there is like a free part of it. You can play 4 races and the tutorial race. And the AIs are nowhere near as brutal as they are here. I don't know, I think they bumped it up a notch here. I really do. Oop. Ah. But yeah, the best recommendation I could give you if you were going to try to bypass AIs is try to stay calm, because getting aggravated does not solve anything. I mean, that's kind of the solution to everything when you're playing a video game, but that's my recommendation for essentially this particular game in general, so yeah. And Turbo Boost, let's go! By the way, that is automatically done, so I'm not pushing a button or anything. The moment I pick up that coin, it does it on its own. So if you got a coin left over in a corner, be prepared to turn, or just don't pick it up at all if it's your last coin. because you're probably gonna run into a wall or something, and I would not recommend that because that means you'll slow down, and you don't want to slow down in a race like this, especially in later difficulties. Oh, blasted! I knew I was gonna jinx it. Let's use turbo downhill. And there we go! First upgrade race is complete. Booyah! Alright, so after a specific number of races, we can choose an upgrade to increase our stats. Now, for me, personally, speed and handling is going to be really important earlier on. So I'm going to choose speed and handling. And it appears to be that we are done with California. So I'll see you all next time when we continue on with the endurance run. Hope you enjoyed this part.